Hi beautiful people, it's Aisha Oni and I am back with another video and it's really regarding how to keep yourself motivated. So this is my second video, a part of the Road Less Travel series of videos that I started here recently. So if you are interested in learning how to stay motivated, just keeping a positive vibe throughout life, then stay tuned. Keep watching. When it comes to staying motivated, I get a lot of questions about that, and just me and my friends and people I interact with on a daily basis, they often want to know, how do you stay motivated, how do you stay positive in a crazy world, in a world that's constantly kind of bombarding you with negative images, and they're not always positive. So I want to give you all, as a part of the Road Less Travel series, I wanted to touch on this topic about staying positive and staying motivated, because that really is a key. The first video, which I will link somewhere here, the first video is really about your thoughts and your you versus you, and your positivity and your vibes and what you allow in your thought process. But staying motivated is a little bit different. It literally is putting into action and taking action. And as you're reaching your goals, or as you're setting goals and as you're accomplishing them, or if you find yourself facing an obstacle or barrier to which you can't or you don't seem to be able to be moving towards your goal as quickly, how do you continue to persevere, to stay determined to move forward? So that's really what staying motivated is all about. And I just, in my humble experience of almost 30 years at the end of this month, I've kind of narrowed it down to like 6. I know it's probably a lot more, but I would say 6 ways that I stay motivated. And I have notes and everything. So the first is keeping in mind, what is your purpose? This is key. This is critical. This is like nirvana. This is heaven. This is the most critical thing. If you don't remember anything else, you always have to remember, what is your purpose? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you having these goals? Why are you having these dreams? Why are you pursuing what you're pursuing? If it's going to school, if it's getting a degree, if it's opening up your own business, if it's starting your own brand, if it's, becoming an artist, becoming a parent, whatever it is, working with coworkers, like, what is your purpose? What are you doing? And what is guiding you really to do this? Whatever it is that is in your God-given, I believe, in a higher power, so that the Most High God has given us all gifts and talents. And so what is your purpose in using your God-given talent to help others, not only just yourself, but to give back to the world and make the world a better place when you are no longer in it? And it really goes back to your legacy, and what will your legacy be? So legacy and purpose, but ultimately, what is your purpose? Why are you doing this? Like, what is the bigger reason? And it has to be bigger than yourself. And once you know your purpose, and once you're walking in your purpose, you'll have a lot easier time staying motivated, because you actually have something that grounds you. Your purpose is like a foundation. It's like a rock. And when hard things come or obstacles come, you can always fall back on that. You can always look back at, no, this is my purpose. This is what I'm supposed to be doing, and this is why. And so that is why, what is your purpose? Knowing what that is, finding out what that is, and walking in what that is will help you stay motivated. The number 2 tip is, remember your why. Why are you really doing what you're doing? Is it to get out of debt? Is it to be rich and famous? Is it to help others? Is it to satisfy your quest of creativity, or some journey or pathway that you're on? Like, why are you even pursuing a purpose? What is the what is the reason why and what's behind it. It always is a deeper reason why, but you have to remember your why, because there will come a time, there will come probably many times, where your why may come into question. You may even begin to question your why, let alone outside people who may not understand it. But you yourself, who understand it actually quite well, may begin to question and say, you know, why am I doing this? Why am I here? Why am I at this job? Why am I at this company? Why am I doing this thing? And again, it ties back into your purpose. If you understand your purpose from the very beginning and you align with that, then your why should soon follow suit. And as long as you're understanding and remembering your why, because it's very easy to get sidetracked and distracted, and you get pulled in a million different directions, and you'll lose sight of why you're even wanting to help people. Why are you even wanting to walk in your purpose? Why? And that will help you stay motivated as well. My third tip is make your goals, your dreams, clear, specific, realistic. Another method that people often use, I come from more the business world where this is used, is the SMART method. And that really just stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely goals. So all your goals, that's a cool little thing that you can Google, learn more about. It's a mnemonic device, but it really helps you remember, like, no, your goals, not to say that you can't reach for the moon and the stars. If that's what you want to do, then do it. But is your goal specific enough, or is it too broad and too vague? Oh, I want to start a company. Okay, well, what kind of company, and what industry, and what field? Who's your niche market? What is your niche? Who's your target audience? What age group? What demographic? So you want to make sure it's specific enough that it's not so broad that it's virtually impossible to narrow down, and to take it into chunks where it's actually attainable. Measurable. Hey, at the end of the day, when I first started my YouTube channel, I just had a goal of being able to talk in front of the camera for multiple minutes, and then getting better at it, and just hearing myself speak, because to me this is like a form of public speaking. Like, yeah, and when I'm recording, I'm by myself, but I'm really talking to an audience. So really, measuring myself and making sure that I understand how I'm coming across, what I'm saying, and how I'm saying it is very important to me. So that is one way to measure a goal. Another way to measure your goal, I know some people on YouTube, they have big goals, right? So do you have 1,000 subscribers? Do you want to obtain that in a year, 6 months, 3 months? And so that's what it is. It's relevant to what you're doing. It all should tie back into your purpose. It has to fit into your why. And again, it needs to be clear, specific, measurable, something that's timely. If you don't give yourself a deadline, I've seen so many goals in my experience, and it's happened to me because I think by nature, a lot of human nature is procrastination, and we won't really push ourselves very far if we feel like we don't really have to, or maybe we can rest on our laurels. Even if we know we should push ourselves to another degree, a lot of times that's very difficult to do on a consistent basis. So giving yourself that timeline, that deadline, it gives yourself like a light under yourself to say, hey, no, I need to get up, get out, get something, okay, and work on my timeline and make sure that I'm working toward my goal so that I can reach my timeline. And it's that simple, and that'll help you stay motivated as well. Then my fourth topic is stay positive. And I feel like, that's maybe so cliche to say. Everybody's like, oh, think positive thoughts. You have the hashtag positive vibes. It's a mood, positive mood. But really, it's a mindset. I think it's a mentality. It's a lifestyle. It's a way of being on earth, in a world, in a society that can be so negative and so pessimistic and so downtrodden. And there's plenty to be negative and downtrodden about, trust me. But if you get caught up in that, and that becomes your whole existence, you really start to move away from what your purpose is. Because I truly believe that none of our purpose is to be stuck on the negative. It doesn't mean that you can't, you know, empathize or sympathize with what's going on, or even be upset or angry or outraged. Maybe you want to do something about whatever's going on, the issues of the day. But you want to always keep in mind, you know, your purpose and your why. And I just know from experience that if you focus too long on negative things, it becomes very difficult to move forward and stay focused. So just keeping your mind free of negative thoughts, negative people, negative energy, negative environments, whether it's hostile environment, toxic relationships, toxic friendships, toxic family ships. You have to do what's best for you and protect your positivity and your peace at all times. And that'll help you stay motivated. My fifth topic, or my fifth tip, is really find a mentor. This is so key. Find a mentor who's been where you want to be, you know. Find a mentor who, you know, at the end of the day, I think we all have our own purpose in life. However, there are people that kind of align or that are similar, and they may have not went through the exact same thing that you're going through, but they have went through a place similar, or something similar, or something very closely aligned. They've been where you want to go. You know, if you want to start that business, go find a mentor who has started a business and has been successful doing so. If you want to go be a singer or a rapper or an athlete or an artist, go find you a mentor or mentors who are positive, who support your purpose, who understand it, and they get your why. And you learn from them. You take notes from them. You study under them, almost like an apprentice. And a lot of people, if asked in the correct way, are usually more than willing to, you know, teach someone underneath them who they think is serious and is taking all of these things seriously, of course. But they're usually more than happy to mentor someone. But make sure you ask, and make sure you're clear about your expectations and the time and energy and effort they can let you know if they can honestly, realistically meet your expectations. But finding a mentor is very helpful in helping you stay motivated. And finally, my sixth tip or advice is never, ever, 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 ever give up.